Crystal Palace and South London Junction Railway. The Crystal Palace and South London Junction Railway was built by the London, Chatham and Dover Railway from Brixton to Crystal Palace High Level to serve the Crystal Palace after the building was moved to the area that became known as Crystal Palace from its original site in Hyde Park. History. The branch line had a checkered history, linked to the Crystal Palace's own precarious financial position, with 2 periods of closure. Wartime economies led to the line closing from 1917 to 1919. After this first closure, trains from Holborn Viaduct Railway Station in the city were not reinstated. However, the branch was electrified as part of a Southern Railway scheme on 12 July 1925. After electrification, all trains operated to Blackfriars and Holborn Viaduct. Following the destruction of the Crystal Palace by fire in 1936, the line lost most of its original function of carrying visitors to events in the palace. Manpower shortages led to a second closure from 1944 to 1946. When services were reintroduced, they were very lightly used, and the line finally closed on 20 September 1954. The track was lifted in 1956. The northern part remains in use as part of the former Greenwich Park Branch Line and the Catford Loop Line. Lordship Lane Station was the subject of one of Camille Pissarro's small-scale pictures. Although much of the route of the railway has now been lost to residential development, it can be traced in places. Architectural features remain, such as the ornamental portal of the Paxton Tunnel just north of the terminus. Part of the route adjacent to the Horniman Museum and Gardens is now a railway nature trail, maintained for the museum by the Trust for Urban Ecology. The section between Coxey's Walk footbridge and northern entrance to the Crescent Wood Tunnel is managed by the London Wildlife Trust as the Sydenham Hill Wood Nature Reserve. 2 tunnel entrances remain at Hillcrest Wood and are known hibernation roosts for the brown long-eared bat. In the early 1990s, a local amenity group, Friends of the Great Northwood, produced a walking leaflet entitled From the Nun's Head to the Screaming Alice, describing a route that closely follows the line. Screaming Alice was Cockney rhyming slang for Crystal Palace. The walk continues from the site of Crystal Palace High Level past the Crystal Palace Museum to the remaining Crystal Palace Railway Station, formerly Crystal Palace Low Level. Stations. The original line served the following stations: Denmark Hill, Peckham Rye, Ham Rye, Ham Rye, Ham Rye, Ham Rye, Nunhead, Honor Oak closed, Lordship Lane closed, Upper Sydenham closed, Crystal Palace High Level closed. Crystal Palace High Level was in competition with Crystal Palace Low Level Station for passenger traffic to the Crystal Palace.